intentionally evolving, not just allowing it happen so that we don't outgrow each other. It's such sound advice. Thank you, Ma. Thank you so much. So let's talk a bit. We'll come back to marriage. Because I still want you to talk to the wives. Because some people don't even want to get married. But some people have gotten to the stage where, okay, I agree to get married, but if it doesn't work, I'm out. I can't. I hear that a lot. But before we talk about that, you said something that, since we're talking about evolving, please, what made you go back to school at 60 to do law? Not to do a master's, 1 year, 18 months, that kind of thing. To start from scratch. And not to do it online, not to get preferential treatment, to actually sit in class and tell your lecturers, I want you to treat me like everyone else. I don't want special treatment. If I fail, I fail. I don't want... Who does that? Why? We have to get to the bottom of this. Why?
Okay, it's been a childhood dream. And because of what I suffered as a girl child, because when I was born, people gathered to cry for my parents. A girl, what can she ever become? So, if not for God and my father that kept pumping possibility, So, growing up, I wanted a platform. I didn't ever know that I would be a preacher. I wanted a platform where I can speak legally for women. So when I was going to turn 60, I began to assess my life. Okay, well done, girl. You've been to 5 continents of the earth. You've preached from Genesis to Revelation. You have a happy home. Your husband loves you. You have children. You have... What next? A conference that this is you and God.
Yes.
Nobody, because there are 2 people you can't deceive, God and yourself. So, madam, what next? Do you have any regret? And honestly, I realized that I had 2 regrets. Number 1, I wish I knew about the technology of IVF, because I'm very fertile. 4 children in 6 years, that's fertility.
Yes.
I would have donated my eggs free of charge. So I said, now I'm menopausal. Postman, I can't do it. So what can I do? I said I will start sponsoring IVF. So that's what I do now. And God has been very good. Number 2, I wanted to be a blessing, a billionaire, a barrister. I said, this barrister something is still missing. And now God has even added bishop. That was not so in that's my...
Yes, because you do exceeding abundantly.
Exactly, Ephesians 3:20. So I said, this barrister thing, Jesus. So I went to church and it was after service. I sat in my car, I wanted to go to drive home. And then a lady that relates to me in church, he said, Mama, how you feeling? You know you're going to be 60. I said, Pam, I have 2 regrets. I said, what? I told her. She said, but you can still do it.
Oh God, now see I have goosebumps on my body.
Go to a private. I said, really? Really? That was Sunday. Monday, I was in school to obtain a form. I walked straight to the registrar's office. He said 5,000 this, that. I paid. And when I started, I shared some of my story when I came to preach for you in Lagos. When I started, I realized that at home, I was always watching Channels television. So I said, no, this is not going to work. So I relocated to school.
Yes.
I started living in school. Focus. My school is just 15, 20 minutes from home. I'll sit there. During an exam, I'm in the front. Go there, any lecturer ask. One of the lecturers said to me one day, Ma, we all listen to you and all that. I want to say something. I said, please go ahead. She said, thank you for not putting us in a situation where we have to be adding marks.
Or lying for you. Oh my God.
I remember my first week in school, the Dean of Faculty of Law said to me, Ma'am, the world followed you here. You cannot afford to fail. We all watch you online. Oh, pressure. Oh my God. So, 2 a.m., I'm reading in my room. And then I'll go on my knees, Father. This is the end. It's only you now. And the law, my sister, law.
Even as a young person, law would be demanding if you had nothing else to do but study law. How much more still traveling the world preaching?
And I cannot believe only God could have done what I'm saying. When I look at my results, I don't just cry, I wail in gratitude to God. I'm almost done, and you will see what God has done for me. So I want to speak for women and men. I want to have a law firm where I can employ lawyers and then they can speak. So you don't want to hear me as a female preacher. You can't discriminate as a female lawyer. I have a legal backing.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
Praise God. I heard you a couple of years ago saying that you wanted to fight for women. You know, you were sharing some of the stories, some of the very sad stories of women that you've had to work with. And I mean, because of your mantra, which is honoring God and serving humanity, this, I think, is another avenue to also do that again. So we're rooting for you. We're watching. We're watching. We're celebrating. Every time I see you put up people, I'm like, hey, God, God, is this same heaven all of us are going to? Ma? Why are we doing this? You're adding to this, Ma, please. Don't do this.
See who is
no, Ma, we're inspired. We're completely inspired.
You are an inspiration.
That we are inspired by you. Thank you.
Thank you for that. The movie. Jesus. You have no idea.
Thank you, Ma. So I want you to talk to wives now. We'll get to the girl. We've spoken about the girl child and some of those, some of the barriers you've had to face. But I want to talk to wives. One of the things you said was, God hold me responsible, which means you were telling God, I'm committed to this. I'm committed to this man. Recently, I started running a mentoring program for wives called Wife 101. And I get to talk to a lot of them. And I find a lot of them are married because they thought marriage was the next necessary step. But when I start to talk to them about some of the things that marriage requires of you, some of the adjustments you will make, some of the prayer you will make, some of the growing up you will make, some things you just have to, it's not that deep. I just have to face what I came to do and not make a fuss about unnecessary things. But I find that most of them say, you know what, if you know work, I'm done. Like, it's not, Pastor, I can't. I can't. This man is that. I know that you've been there for 41 years. What's the one thing that you know that works every time for a wife? Every time. What's the one thing that works, and what's the biggest advice you will give a wife?
I wish that there'll be something for husbands too. Because the rate at which we are going, if we don't raise the boy child, we'll continue to have this problem. Because a lot of women, we've been to conferences, we've been mentored, and all that, but they are frustrated. That's the reason they are here. My greatest advice to wives, know God for yourself. Marriage is hard work. Marriage is warfare. There are many things working against marriage. Many things. Tangible, intangible. And this is 2025. It's not even getting easy or easier at all. So know God. And I'm not trying to be religious. I'm just telling you, that's where your identity is. Because any man can fail you. He's a man. He's a human being. That's the depravity, It's only God that is infallible. Any man is, including you as a wife. So it's God. It's God that can heal what nobody can heal. It's God that can touch what nobody can touch. It's God that can change what nobody can change. This is my greatest advice. Know God and hold on to Him. Let me add one more. You, as a wife, take care of yourself. Many times, and I've been there, we make our husbands God.
Yes.
And it's wrong. Yes. Thou shalt have no other God. So when the man fails you, you are finished. You're looking for, or if the man dies. One of my mentors said, when the husband died, She was 55. She said to me, my daughter, I don't even know who she called her name. I don't even know who she is. It's always so and so, you know. So know yourself, invest in yourself, believe in yourself, like yourself, learn to be alone. I'm not saying lonely.
Yes.
Learn to be alone. Know your worth. Marriage is one of the expressions. Marriage is not what completes you as a person. And I think that society puts a lot of pressure on people. So they are not mature. They're just going to marry because, like you said, it's the job.
The
It's
next
the
thing
next
to
thing.
do.
It's the next thing. And a lot of people are frustrated, including ministers of God,
Especially.
including
Maybe we
pastors.
should say especially.
I'm telling you, it's a lot. Marriage is heavy. It's a heavy load, and it takes a lot
Yes.
because after every wedding comes a marriage. It takes a lot, not just to be married, but to stay married. To stay married. So as we are developing the girl child, I hope you will tell your husband, PK, to also please.
He's already doing a lot with the men. And I always say that I think that if we start this raising the boy child thing again, I think that we're going to create another problem with which we created with this. We fought so much for the girl child that we forgot about the boy child, which is what has created what we have now, that vacuum where the boys were left to figure it out. We're training the girls, forgetting that these boys will have to marry these girls. And if these girls are advanced, they can't keep up. And so now we've started the boy child. Let's train boys. I'm saying let's train all children. Let's train all children. Let's train them balanced at the same time. And I'm really grateful that you said these things, because these are some of the things that I've also been telling those women. And I'm glad that you said it, because it's important that we also hear it from a generation ahead of us, that it's important for you to hold God. I always tell them, hold God with one hand, your predominant hand, and hold your joy with your other hand. And don't die. That's what I tell them. I say, make sure you don't. Your children will suffer for no reason. Just don't die. Because if anything happens to you, men bounce back quickly. That's what a lot of women do. Men bounce back quite quickly. They will marry again, quickly again, because somebody would say, do you want him to start committing fornication or adultery? Or,
don't die.
So don't die. Yes, I think it's important that we tell the women that not to die. But even though marriage, like we say, marriage is a lot of work and all of that, and like I always say also, marriage is too heavy for one person to carry. The men need to be involved. And so, yes, we're pushing. In fact, we've been pushing for that for years. Being on Pastor K's case since I met him, we're training these women and handing them to untrained men. Somebody needs to be talking to the men. And I'm glad that they're beginning to wake up. It's just that the men are hard to talk to. Tell them to come out, they will not come out.
Everywhere.
So we're still
all around the world.
In fact, Mama, let me give you one interesting thing. So when we started Wife 101, I convinced Pastor K, you have to do husband man, because I'm not going to talk to these women, get them to do marriage God's way, and then they'll go back to men who are doing it Satan's way. It's not going to work. So we got the men together. Some of the women even gifted their husbands. Some of the men went behind to say they want the money.
Oh my God.
They want the money. They don't want to attend the classes.
Look at that.
I'm telling you. So yes, I do understand what you say when you say, somebody really needs to get the men to take the leadership.
The rate at which we are going. We need God, though. Because some women may not want to be married. They will just go and do surrogacy or do IVF or just do something and have children. Because honestly, a lot of women have suffered in the hands of men. Even men of God. Let's just know that one is deep.
Go there.
It's bad.
Okay, talking about suffering. One of the major areas that women have challenges is with their mothers-in-law. I hear a lot of sad stories. A lot of women getting married and the relationship between mother-in-law and daughter-in-law is so horrible. And my husband tries to explain it away by saying that women are territorial. Territorial emotionally. So the woman thinks, you're coming to take my son. So, madam, you are holding son and husband. You will release one for them, So I know that you have a good relationship with your daughters-in-law, to a large extent, at least, because human beings will be mummies, I guess. So there will be challenges. I don't think there will be any relationship that there won't be, one or two things, because we're all different. But the idea is that we're able to work together. And we see that you have a healthy relationship. So what informed that? How, because it's just a narrative, mother-in-law be wicked. So how are you able to change that narrative?
God helped me to prepare. And you know, I've tasted the two. My daughters are married, my sons, and so I'm on both sides. And I remember when one of my sons was getting married and it was time for mother-son dance, I whispered to his ears and I said, from today, I cease to be the most important woman in your life. Your wife is now. And I say to my boys regularly, if you can just love your wives half the way my husband loves me, your father, you won't have any problem with these girls. And when my daughters-in-law were coming, they really came. But me too, I was ready for them. That is not here. It is not here. I will love you to submission, you know. We have our issues, we've had our issues, you know, and all that. But I thank God. I thank God. In a little way, we're trying to change the trajectory of the story has been very bad.
Yeah.
It's not good. Some wives are evil. Some mothers-in-law are, they will say, witches. So when evil and witch
encounter, it's horrible thing.
But you know, little by little, I believe that the story is changing. We're not there yet, but at least, you know, we're on our way. And regularly, we chat. Sometimes I travel with them without their, you know, the husband. I just came back from Kenya with my daughter-in-law, the one that is married to my first son. And when she came to my room at the hotel, sat on the floor, we talked, you know. Sometimes I would say, no, this is not this, this is that. And I told them, tell me when I'm wrong, I'm not perfect. The FFA on the pulpit is different from the FFA as a mother, you know, and mother-in-law. So we trash our issues.
So what's the one major thing? Because you say you love them still. What's the one thing? One mother-in-law is thinking, what can I do? Because I don't want to have a bad relationship with my daughter-in-law. The woman is thinking, what's the one thing that you think I can do, practical thing that I can do?
Accept her as your own child and understand that she's different. She's different. Let her make her mistakes. Don't compare her with you. And there's no need for competition. No, your children are now 2, not 1.
Oh, wow.
There's no need to be bringing one and, you know.
Yes.
So.
Wow. I think that's very important. They are now 2, not 1. So you traded in one to get to another. So you have 2 children.
Buy one, get one free.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you, man. Thank you very much. Okay, so you have lived 62 years now. 62 years. And those 62 years have been very impactful. You have preached on platforms all over the world. Your voice is heard in nations I'm sure you probably never even stepped into. You've written, the last I checked, 50 books. I don't know how many they are now.
121.
121 books. Ma, how are you doing all these things?
You.
Okay, no, let's not do this.
You.
62 years and you have done all these things. You run an orphanage, you have businesses, you have a resort place. I can't even count the businesses, there are many. You are doing all of these things. And I know that along the line, you must have made some mistakes. What is the one thing you wish you had done differently in these 62 years?
I've learned not to be so trusting, to be careless. Because I'm choleric. And we are very loyal people. We're goal-getters. We're natural leaders. But we trust because we think everybody is like us. I've burnt my fingers a few times. So don't be so trusting to be careless.
Don't be so trusting to be careless. That thing is so loaded, and I don't think it's what they unpack in front of the camera. So I'm just going to let it rest. We're going to meditate on that, stew on it, and the Holy Spirit will teach you people what she's trying to say. Okay, another question that I have is, what 3 things you believe? What 3 things do you believe have gotten you to this point? Has gotten you to this point of success in your life?
Of course, you know, without trying to be
that one is not
to be religious, grace.
Yes.
the grace of God that makes your life expensive and makes you every time teary. And when you're alone with God, maybe in the bathroom or in your prayer closet, you're wondering, God, you and I know that this couldn't have been me now. Maybe you know, Lord, you know. Or you are asking God, how did I get here? Who did they just introduce? Stuff like that is a major factor in my life that, in fact, is the beginning to the end. That's number one. Number two is that I'm very focused. I'm not easily distracted. Maybe they can say, that is stubbornness, but it has paid off. I face where I'm going. I qualify my relationships. I'm not just, yes, I can be an acquaintance and that, but I guard my space. Because I don't want to die as a woman. When I'm old, I want to die as an institution. I want people, my world, to still be studying my life when I'm gone. I don't want to be a normal woman. I don't want to carry a normal anointing. I want to look at my mates and not be able to find my mate among my mates. So focus. Very important. I must say that I'm a Jesus' girl. Oh, I love God.
I know,
God. Even God knows that I love him, so much. I've told you how many now?
Two. So grace and focus.
Number three, I don't know if I should say it this way and that I won't sound proud. I'm a very grateful person. And gratitude multiplies. I'm grateful to God. I'm grateful to my husband because he taught me to preach. And in my village, they said the person that didn't allow you to die is superior to the person that allowed you to be wealthy. Because if you had died, you wouldn't have been wealthy. When there was no global FFA, he was there. He allowed me use the platform that God gave to him. He possibilitized my mentality. He was actually the one that helped me to go get my first degree. When I started saying, I want to go back to school and all that, I didn't know mathematics. I hated maths because of the way my Indian teacher, she comes in, I'm out like that, So it was time to go to school. I needed to write. My husband taught me, and all that. And he's invested so much. There is no honor I will give to anybody until I've given it to him, because it's not a gift to him. He earned it. He invested into me and gave me platform. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful to my father. One day I was in Atlanta. I was at the airport. I was almost missing my flight, and you had to read this. I said, imagine if I didn't go to school. How would I have been able to, make this flight? I was blessing my father, who would have been 101, because we're both January children. I thank God. I thank God for people like you that have that believe in me, that have given me platforms to have access to the people God has, committed to your hands. You trusted me. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful to my children. I'm grateful to the people that are in my life. And it's a major force in my life. There's no way I cannot prostrate for God, though.
So great.